to maximize health and longevity after 40 years of age, and it's way outside the box thinking. It's not, go do this diet and take these vitamins. It's all sorts of different aspects in order to show you what health and longevity really is.
Right. I was excited about it because, it's so hard for us to get started, right? So we talk about it, but there's no action behind our health. And I think it's very important that we talk about our health now and then, right? And how, like, the motivation, where does that go? How come we can get, and why is it that sometimes we get started, we stop, we start, we stop? Help us in understanding a little bit more about 40 over 40. Why 40? Why the age 40? And then tell us more about the tips and what you found to maybe work for others.
I'm gonna go back even farther.
Okay.
I'm gonna start actually with what is health,
Yeah.
and because that's the main
Right.
thing, right?
Right.
So health, if we go back to the old Merriam-Webster dictionary definition, the definition of health today is something along the lines of state of mental, spiritual, emotional, physical well-being, which is great. It does that. The original definition, if you go look it up, you can find it probably on the internet and in old dictionaries, is health is a state of wholeness in which all the organs of the body function together at 100%, 100% of the time.
Right.
So, and we teach this in our chiropractic office. In order to have health, you really only need two things. You need to have 100% function or intelligence, as we put it, and 100% parts.
Okay.
And so now, but don't get caught up in your body in that, because we use the word health in many different ways, don't we? We say, well, right now it's, well, am I motivated to go get myself healthy? I usually ask people, I go, what makes you think you aren't? And because, well, I don't have this, or I don't have that, or it's supposed to be this way, and various different things. But I just go, well, I can go talk to somebody in their business, and they can go, how can you help health of a business? And I go, well, business has parts and it has function, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
A relationship has parts and it has function, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
Usually we see dysfunction, but it's funny. An observer might look back and go, it's very functional. You see it dysfunctional. But,
Right.
that's why you get an outside, you go to a doctor because a doctor's got an objective view for you and what you perceive as dysfunction. And we usually
Right.
look, we go, well, no, like when a baby gets a fever and starts crying a lot when they're teething, you go, no, that's supposed to happen.
Right.
That's the
Right.
body protecting itself while it punctures your
Absolutely.
gums with a tooth, right? But new parents go, oh my God, my baby's got a fever, he's sick, or she.
Yeah.
And you go, no, that's just a baby being a baby and going through growth. So we look at that, and when you step back and you look at health as not having to do with sickness and disease. Because a lot of
Mm.
times, if I ask people, I go, what is health? They go, well, it means I don't have symptoms. And I go, well, that I mean, we could look at a great example, an unfortunate example that was just this week was, Chuck Norris. He just posted in the morning about how healthy he is, and how
Wow.
great and how expecting that, and nobody really knows what happened. I assume something happened, but you
So
understand, it
sad.
had nothing to do with symptoms.
Right.
It was more, something obviously went on, but, I don't, maybe it's a poor example because I don't really know
Mhm.
what went on with him, the other day, but that whole idea of, I'm healthy because I don't feel like I need to go do something for my health.
Right.
When we teach, the old joke is you got to go to the chiropractor for the rest of your life once you've gone. But the truth is what I tell most people. I go, just like the dentist, just like your yearly checkup with your MD, just like all the other, just like showering every day. We
Yeah.
do these not because we have to. We do them in order to help us just maintain a state
Okay.
of health. And health then is a state of ease. It's cycles of ease and dis-ease. We're going to go up and down. That's just biology. That's how we physiologically work.
Right.
Now, the interesting thing about the word health, and I also study ancient languages
Mhm.
because I get bored easy. And
So go study some ancient languages.
right, so I've studied Old English, and in Old English, the word health is actually a very unchanged word for the most part, coming from Old English, and so it's stayed in the English language for many, many centuries at this point.
Uh-huh.
And oddly enough, if you take it apart and we break it down into its parts, which is like heal and then the th, it actually means a state of or a condition of wholeness.
Wow. Yeah.
And so when Dorland or when Merriam-Webster defined it, they actually defined it as a state of wholeness, a condition of wholeness.
Mhm.
So we always look at how can we be whole. So with that definition, what is a 40 over 40?
Yeah.
So the reason we came to it is when I was chatting with some friends, and they said, what's the average age in your office, in my chiropractic office, of
Mhm.
the patients, not that come in for a quick fix to say, hey, doc, I need to get my spine adjusted.
Right.
I'm having a little shoulder pain, but and those are the people that tend to be the long-term ones. It was just the average age of those people that come in and say, hey, I really want to get my physical body in order.
Right.
I'm really at a point where I want to take care of this because it's interfering with my life and I don't want it to interfere anymore. And when we looked at that average, it was probably somewhere around 45 to 55 in there.
Yeah.
And then we made the whole, Forbes has the 30 under 30, and they show these amazing outliers of people that are just doing magnificent things under 30. And we
Right.
said, what about the average people then that are over 40? And so when we say 40 tips, the 40 tips is sort of arbitrary because it works really well with 40 years of age. The interesting thing was when I started to study all this, I go, wow, there's so much that became when individuals got past 40 or around 40.
Mhm. Uh-huh.
And I found this lovely quote by Dr. Carl Jung, the psychologist, that he to paraphrase him, he said, life really does begin at 40. Everything up to then is just research.
Hmm.
And I started to look and I go, my goodness, Mark Twain was in his 40s when he wrote Tom Sawyer, when he created Suspenders. He was 50 when he
Yeah.
did his most famous works. And Dante, who wrote the Divine Comedy, started at 43. And then I looked and I go, my goodness, Morgan Freeman was he was a good actor, but he wasn't like this huge global actor until he was 50. And he had 50 years of research to
Yeah.
finally hit that
Yeah.
major stage. And Samuel L. Jackson,
Kris
he was
Jenner. Kris
yeah,
Jenner was 50 years old.
yeah, Kris Jenner. I mean, you start to look at these people and you go, my goodness, really? Like, we didn't know them at 20, and you can find where they were out there.
Yeah.
We didn't really know them. They
Right.
didn't really like hit. There was this adding up to it, and I go, that's cool. So instead of, oh my goodness, I'm 40. What are we going to do? There's all this myths out there about how all your metabolism is going to collapse and life's over and
Yeah.
just suck it up and you'll never be able to do it. I mean, I've started as research people that started companies in their 70s.
Yeah.
The first time that were employees their whole life.
Right.
And just amazing stuff.
Yeah. So
So the tips were supposed to be very simple, little, like as you said, things that are very simple to do. And it's not a habit building thing. It's not do these in this order. It's here's 40 tips.
right.
Figure out which ones work for you. Try them all. And then see which ones you can add into your life. And there are all sorts of different, I'll talk on success in a minute. And but they're all different things. It starts off with breathe and walk and dance and just get your body moving things. But I quickly get into travel, go
Mm.
people watching, go look at the stars, go stargazing. You ever go stargazing? You
Yeah.
can't believe how healthy that is. You go out and connect yourself with the infinity of the universe. It's an amazing, healthy exercise. Go listen to Neil deGrasse Tyson speak. You want a guy that is in love with the universe. It's right there. Swallow your pride is a health
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Just say no to internet arguments.
Yes. Yeah.
So we wanted to hit this whole spectrum, and go through. I use 7 areas of life. I got them from one of my teachers, and I like them. So we look at again, health is parts and functions. So we look at the overall expression of health and well-being in your spiritual relationships,
Mhm.
in your learning and development mentally, in your job and your finance. Everybody wants to have a healthy finances, right?
Right.
And
right.
especially at 40, the average, what is it? The average savings account of people in their 40s and 50s in the United States is like $4,500,
If
something like
that,
that.
yeah,
Right. So, people are, it's, hey, here's a great time to get to it.
yeah.
Your social health and the organizations you're part of, or your friends, your groups of friends, or
Mhm.
different things, and physically, obviously, and then in your family, whether it's your personal relationships, your family relationships, your children, they might be grown. If you're my younger brother, my youngest brother just had his first child, and he's 40, so
Oh,
he's
wow, yeah,
got a
yeah,
whole new journey ahead of him. So,
yeah,
so all these different things. So when I talk about health, it's a very it's whole in your entire life. Look at it as a life, not
yeah.
as just your body. Don't get caught up there.
Right. I'm glad you said that because I was honed in when you said, 40 over 40. I was honed in on my health, right? But you made me see the big picture, like my health of my finances, the health of my business, the health of my whatever, right? And we don't even take the time to really, like, you don't look at it like that. Whenever you say Dr. Kyle is coming on, he's a chiropractor, we're thinking about health,
Right,
right?
it's the
But
healthy
it's,
spine, and I
it's a
talk about that.
bigger picture. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but but it but in business, corporations, they go, "We have to have a healthy bottom line."
It's exactly.
You have to have a healthy financial situation.
Yeah.
You have to have healthy learning habits. You have to have
Yeah.
you wanna have healthy relationships. We use it everywhere, but we don't think about it except in terms of our physical body.
Exactly. And I think that's what gets us caught up in certain things, like certain aspects or certain mindsets, right? We're not thinking about, well, I think we hone in on, I, I wanted to go to the successful thing because we hone in
Mhm.
and I'm too old for this now. I've reached 40. I'm 50 years old. Like, what am I going to do at 50 years old? But all your life, probably you've been stirring up some stuff that at 50 could come to fruition. You know what I'm saying? So we talk about success. What does that look like for you? And how do you share that with others to encourage them that it's not too late?
Well, yeah, well, so there's the thing, right? Even before defining success, you look at so my undergraduate degree is in theater
Oh,
and in English literature and Buddhist philosophy, and
what?
right, and then I went and I did bartending, and I ran a shoe company, and I did copywriting and travel writing and freelance writing, and I'm a fiction writer, and I've done
Wow.
sound design, and people go, "Well, how'd you get into chiropractic?" And I go, "Well, my family's in chiropractic, but it was a matter of, and I won't jump into the whole story, but I finally came to it in when I was just about 30 years old. And I've had only a few people, but a few people said, "Don't you wish you hadn't wasted those years before going into chiropractic? You could have been helping people now." And I said, "There's nothing that because they say, well, you wasted all that acting and you wasted all that." And I go, "There's nothing I've never learned in my life that I don't use every single day, because without having those experiences, I wouldn't be who I am today."
Yeah, I believe it.
I have an acquaintance, a friend right now, and he's hitting that point where he's like, "I was never going to be an entrepreneur, but the world is sort of driving me that way, and I'm figuring out how to be that." And he's in his 50s, and
Yeah,
he's scared because it is scary. But
yeah,
because it's a big change, it's a big shift. But you know what? There's lots of resources there for you.
right. And it's possible. Like, you can do it. You can
Absolutely.
do it.
I
I
mean,
always, like, I have this event called Rise Queen, and my rant is that no, like, don't let this time, just because you become, like, people get this mindset that once they get to this certain age, it's just over. Life is just, I no, 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 no. Life is just starting. It's what you make it. And it doesn't matter. Long as you're breathing, we can figure out something that you love to do and do it.
exactly, exactly. I mean, and that's and like I also tell people, I go, 40 is kind of arbitrary. This is why we came to it. But people are like, "Why aren't you making this for 20-year-olds?" I go, "Well, it is for
It's
20-year-olds.
for
It's for
everybody.
teenagers." I go, "But I found that it's the people in their 40s that are most ready to listen."
Hmm.
And but
Oh yeah,
certainly any age. I mean, I have 20, 22-year-olds that have listened to this and go, "Wow, these are great." I've had 30-year-olds, and I've had 80-year-olds
yeah.
tell me, "Man, this is." I had an 80-year-old after I initially came up with this. She goes, "When are you gonna do 80 over 80?" And I said, "Give me 40 years." The but there's people out there looking for it.
Yeah.
And so the interesting thing, I the word success almost slows us down.
Okay.
So the word success is
Hmm.
really interesting when I looked up the etymology. If you speak any Spanish, it's most fun if you understand Spanish, because in Spanish
I want to.
the word for success is éxito.
Is what?
Éxito.
Éxito.
Éxito. So it looks like exit. And when you look it up, it actually comes from the Roman Latin word excitare, to exit, to leave, to be done, to go out of.
Uh-huh.
And so
Oh.
success is the end,
My,
right?
well,
So, there's the interesting
it
thing,
made
right?
my
And I
mind
lecture on legacy, and I lecture on objectives. So, if your objective is, to only, I'm going to, what's the common thing in the US really, or in other countries, is I'm going to get a job at this age. I'm going to work. I'm going to build up. I'm going to have 2.4 kids and a white picket fence and my spouse. And we're going to be happy or miserable as the world turns. And then at 65, I'm going to retire, and I'm going to use my retirement.
That's it, right? Yeah.
And then people go down pretty fast when they retire,
It's
because
true.
they don't have a plan, they don't have a purpose, and they get to that and they go, what am I going to do? Now you've had people that get laid off and they're 40 and they're going, what do I do? And I go,
Absolutely.
I speak to them all the time, and I go, what do you want to do?
Yeah.
Uh,
It's something we're having this conversation because I had a live yesterday, and this young lady was in the entertainment business, and she's young, and she had her, yeah, 30 minutes of fame, right? Whatever, so to speak. But I mean, she became like this millionaire. She was in this business, and then she was getting paid, and she was touring, and she was going here, and she's going, and then the phone call stopped. And then she got depressed. Young, right? Like thinking this is just over. That was my dream. That is what I wanted to do, right? And so that's gone now. And I'm thinking, oh, no. Create your own way, create your own success. Like, what do you love? Figure out what you love to do other than that. There's something else. But I just wanted to say that because she was so depressed to crying because she had kids, and it was just gone. The money was gone, the contracts are gone, the phone call stopped. And she's like, I don't know what to do with myself. Younger than 40.
and that happened. I mean, especially in that business, in this business, I mean,
Yeah, you
uh,
have to have other things. That's why you
when you
see
don't,
actors and people that come in the music business, they turn to actors, and they have, these commercials. They're doing more than one thing.
you don't realize how many actors are out there and how much work they're, you only hear of the uber famous ones, but I mean, I was in theater. I have many friends that
Okay.
are in that business, and they all work. They're all in it, and they all make it, but you've probably not heard of any of them
Right.
because they're not Oscar winners. They're not making 15 million a film. They're not, but they're constantly on different TV shows, or if you look them up, but they're all out there.
Yeah.
So the interesting thing with success, if we don't want it to be the end, it's okay. Well, rather than creating something, what was the other thing that I heard from many different money people? But make sure you have more money at the end of your life than life at the end of your money, type of thing.
Yeah.
So it's are you creating? Are your objectives beyond your life? So that instead of just, okay, it's 65, I'm over, I retire, I'm done. It's where do you want to be? I gave a talk in my office several years ago on aging and longevity, and I asked everybody, I go, what would you do? Because everybody that came in was in their 70s, because
Right.
they all wanted the secret to living longer, and I said,
Yeah.
it's eat well, move well, think well, take care of your
Yeah.
spine. You know, and I go, so we're going to talk about myths, but I said, what would you do if it was impossible for you to die before you were 120 years old? Like there was no way, like there was some sort of immortality pill that lasted to be 120, and no matter, if you don't take care of your body, yeah, you're going to be stuck. If you don't have any money, then you're gonna be poor. If you don't have a purpose, then you're going to be aimless. If you don't, and if you don't have a group of friends that can trust you and that you can communicate with, or partners, what do you do if 70 is the midpoint And
Right.
they were like, "Ugh," I don't wanna do it. And I go, "Yeah, but what if you don't have an option?" I mean, and, just to get people's gears spinning. I go,
Yeah.
"There's a lot of longevity stuff out there right now where, people are starting to live to
Yeah.
90s and 100." And
It's
I
true.
have an 86-year-old lady in my office, and she's going, "I'm going to Iceland this year by herself."
Yeah.
She went to Africa for 2 weeks last year by herself. She goes, "Why not?"
I love it.
And she goes, "So what if I only got days left? I'm gonna go enjoy my days.
Whatever
I'm
those
here to
days are.
live." She said, "I'm here to live,
Yeah.
not I'm not here to just sit and wait for the end, and the end may come."
You need to come talk to my business friends, my friends that just look that can only see this far, right? Because you're making me open up and see further, right?
Right.
And I think that I like that. I like that concept. So people need to. I'm gonna put this interview everywhere
We
because
will.
they need to hear it.
And then the 40 over 40, these 40 tips, they're not life-changing tips. People are like, you shouldn't say that," but it's not. They're things I'm putting out there that you may not consider for these different aspects of health. But how often have we had an amazing idea just because we went for a walk to just let our body go? And it's not that we're doing the walk to say I have to go create, do my creative. It's just I'm just going to go for a walk. I'm not going to take the dog. I'm not going to take music. I'm not going to take my phone. I'm just going to go out, maybe where some trees are, even if there's traffic, or if I'm in the wood. It doesn't matter. I'm going to breathe some fresh air. I'm just going to go for a walk, and I'm gonna knock all this stuff out. And then while you're walking, your mind just starts to solve problems.
Wow.
When you meditate, your mind, and if you're meditating to escape, you're not meditating. But when you meditate, you allow yourself to sort of connect. If you're atheological, then sort of to connect with your own neurology. If you're theological, to maybe to connect to a higher source. But just let it connect and
Mhm,
focus and be
mhm,
in there.
mhm.
And your brain is such an amazing organ. It will start to solve questions. It will answer, and you'll get out of that, and you'll go, "I never considered it that way." So these
Yeah,
these aren't these aren't going to change your life. It's here's little things you probably didn't consider
the little
that
nuggets. Yeah.
that's just going to make you start to look at things in different ways. That's why,
Mhm.
when I was doing it, my one coach, she goes, "Why would you tell people to go people watching for health?" I go, "Have you ever gone people watching?" Nobody goes to the mall anymore, but I, go out in public and people watch and watch just this magnificent wide variety of humanity,
Yeah.
and know one thing, they all have the same struggles you do. All of them, no matter what they put on their social media, that's a lie. Their real life is they have ups and downs, ins and outs, they have fights, they have peace, they have war, they have all these different
Yeah.
things. Go out and observe this great deal of humanity, just detached, and know you're a part of that.
Wow. I'm gonna
Don't
do
judge
it. I don't people watch.
right, but
Oh,
don't judge it. Don't sit
no, no,
there
no.
and
It's not for judging.
leave. It's
Yeah.
just it's just, "Oh, that's interesting. Oh, that's great. Oh, that's me. That's me." You usually look and you go, "Oh, it's me." And
Yeah.
but it's to get you outside of yourself so you can look back. Because what I observe happens to a lot of people is they get very, very caught up here, and you can see it inside their physical body. When I go to adjust them, that's why a chiropractic adjustment, it can release. There's a release of energy when we take this
Uh-huh.
interference out of there, so it can all communicate. But when you go out and you do some of these tips, they were supposed to be little subtle adjustments for
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. I like it. I like it. How do we find you? Like, where do we find you on social media sites? How do we find your website? How do we connect with
My
you?
so the 40 over 40, it's 40over40.com. It's 40over40.com. And you can go there right now. We don't have the videos available at the moment because
Okay.
we're completely refurbishing the entire thing, trying to get it a little more remastered. What people can do at this moment, if you get on, there'll be a little early bird offer. We got a little free download to show you some inspiring things, that you can get on. I've got 40 inspiring quotes from all sorts of individuals, that you'd never think about. You can get on right now, and you can certainly opt in, and then we'll give you a discount when we have it all released. And when we've got it all ready to go, what you'll be able to do is you'll have access to all 40 of these videos and tips for life.
Mhm.
And as a free bonus, we'll give you some audio downloads, and we'll give you an ebook version of it too. And
Wow.
then our future objective is to do more of these 40 for different demographics.
Right. So is this something that you just put together? Like this is just getting up and running? How long have you been?
It's already been out there, and we tested it with people, and now it's all right. Now we're making it very much a really great health product we're trying to put out there for everybody. One of the free preview videos that I'll have on there, of course, is going to be defining health, so you have a great understanding
Uh-huh.
how to go in a little bit about what we've been talking today. But
Okay.
I condensed everything. I didn't want anything to go over 5 minutes.
Yeah.
All the videos are probably 4 to 6 minutes long. I do
Oh,
no scripts. I
yeah.
just sort of share.
Yeah.
So everything you see is very, very raw, but
Okay.
it's also as genuine as I can make it.
But I think that's the best way, right? Just
Exactly.
raw, right? You don't prepare anything for you.
I don't need scripts. I don't
Yeah.
give me a concept and let's talk.
I like that. I like that. Are you on social media at all?
I am. You can find us on Facebook. Oh, so I'm going to screw this up, but you can find us on Facebook at the 40 over 40, I believe, and on Instagram it's at the 40 over 40. It's always 40 over 40.
Okay.
You can find also we have a number of videos on YouTube, and that's at Dr. Kyle Hulsebus.
Okay.
For YouTube.
Got it. All right.
So
I'm going to tag you in everything when I post this
beautiful.
This interview, but I want to share it out. I think that what you have, and it's for every demographic, right?
It is.
That anybody just I have never even met you, and just what you've given me this short time, like you've opened my mind to like, Marva, what else is it that you can be doing, and how can you tap into that other part of you, whatever that is, right? Because I don't know right now. And I think that we'll give opportunities for people over 40, because that's really what it is, that people start thinking, I'm getting old. Exactly. I ain't gonna be able to do it, right? No.
Or they get, the thing we put out there is one of the inspirations. It's one translation I have of the opening of Dante's Divine Comedy in Inferno, and it says midway through, his first line is midway through my life's journey, I found myself astray on a dark road. And it's like, and you can almost see him getting up and going, midway through my life's journey, now what? Where are we going? That's when his life takes off. I mean, the whole thing is this man, he's midway through his life, and then he goes on his adventure. And one of the quotes I use is Bilbo Baggins was 50 years old when he went on his first adventure with him. So, I mean, it's a beginning.
You've lit some fire under me, and so if you've done that for me, like I don't know. So can people contact you to come be a speaker or do a workshop?
If you can contact me. Actually, the best way to my speaker website is drkylespeaks.com. You can find me.
Speaks.com. Yeah, I want to share you, because like, would you do like a virtual one? Like
we could do virtual talks. Absolutely.
We'll see, but I like the personal,
it's lovely. Yeah. I love being in person. I love to interact with people, but interacting digitally is great fun as well.
It is, but I got it all that I need here. So Dr. Kyle, that I need to get in touch with you. But Dr. Kyle, thank you for your time. Thank you for the little nuggets you put out here that we can share out to whoever is interested in knowing that you have something more than what you're doing right now. There's even more. And I want to go back to success really quick, because we set a goal and we meet that goal and it's like over, right? But no, it's not. It's okay. You met that. So then what's next? Like there's levels.
But and the other caution I give though is there's a lot of stuff out there. Like, you've got to have these monster goals. You've got to be world changing. And Dr. BJ Palmer, the real developer of chiropractic, he has a quote that we keep up in the office, and it's, you'll never know how far-reaching something you say, think, or do today will affect the lives of millions tomorrow. And what he meant by that in chiropractic anyway, is we know that one adjustment on one segment, on one individual, one time is going to create a ripple effect that's gonna go out there and affect the lives of millions. And
Wow.
so you don't have to remember you're made up of trillions and trillions of very, very tiny cells make this one individual, this one beautiful, expressive body. So don't think that you have to have the goal to go out there and build space stations on Mars, and you don't have to have the goal to go explore Titan and the moons and stuff like that, or create Voyager 1, or build the next, huge palace. You could just say, I'm going to raise amazing children.
Yeah.
And that can be your entire life's goal. And as long as you're alive on earth and your children are, you can add that to grandchildren and everything. That's it. It doesn't have to be this
Yeah.
big thing. You could say, I just want to go contribute to this company, and then I'm going to take my time and contribute to my friends after I retire. My objective is don't make success, don't make it's right here. It's at 65. I'm done and I'm gonna go.
Yeah, because do you think that we sometimes that the reason we kind of don't go there is because we make it too big, right?
Sometimes
Too far to reach.
your brain, what I've learned from different teachers and in my own observations, is if you do it, your brain will just shut down and say this is unrealistic and impossible. And unless suddenly something comes along that says it is possible.
Right.
And you get people that are, when you see people, or we observe it, we watch it on TV. You get people like Branson, and you get guys like Bezos and Musk and some of these guys, and you're like, they have these massive visions for stuff. And there's only a few of them. And we
Yeah.
certainly go, we should be doing that. And I believe it's Tony Robbins that says, don't shit all over yourself. So which is a great line.
Yeah.
But we do that, and you go, yeah, but that's them. Don't one of my health tips is stop comparing yourself to these people.
Yeah.
Social media helps make us more comparative.
Yeah, I think that's our worst downfall is trying to compare to somebody else. Like just
Don't
be
compare.
you.
Look, do your own unique, beautiful individualism. And if you're saying, I really want to be a part of something beautiful, figure out how you and your skill set or what you can learn can go contribute to that.
Yeah.
I wrote down an objective last year at the beginning of the year. And it was sort of a random thing. I was like, what would I really love to do? And I go, who I really, really admire is Andy Serkis. And he's the actor that played Gollum in Lord of the Rings. And then he did King Kong. And now
Uh-huh.
he's going to do
Uh-huh.
new Lord of the Rings movie. And I've watched him in different things. And I love what he's doing with motion capture. I was like, he just and I watch interviews with him. I'm like, he's very cool. So I had the opportunity to meet him last year at one of the Comic Cons. And I
Uh-huh.
walked up to him and I told him, I said, I wrote down an objective that I want to work with you on a project in the next 5 years. And I said, I don't know what it's going to be. He says, that's awesome. Let's make it happen. And I said, great. And I have no idea how to contact him, but I said, you know what? It doesn't sound realistic to me. It's probably going to be something bizarre, but I just said, you know what? That's an objective.
Yeah.
And who's going to stop me?
That's it. Who's gonna stop me? I love that. Dr. Kyle, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your understanding. I
Absolutely.
really appreciate it. We'll get this shared out. We'll be in touch with you because I think that you could really help a lot of people in my circle. And
I would love to.
I really do. And so we'll be in touch. We'll go visit the website. Go to your YouTube channel. You guys go follow him. Everything 40 over 40, except for the speaking. If you want to book him for speaking, it's drkylespeaks.com. And then we can go from there. Dr. Kyle, thank you so much. Listen, you guys, we're going to go for now. But remember, respect yourself, respect each other. God bless.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right.